Hey everybody. Good morning. Morning, Everett, Infinity, Dex, Kayleen. I don't recognize your name. Good morning and welcome. Michael, Arturo, Lucero, Larry, Donald, Gary, Sergio, Cliff, Shakis, Kevin, Rungamer. Good morning, Rungamer. Rungamer. Rizio, Ray, Valerie. Good morning, everybody. Whoo! We got some extremes. Um, I don't even know where to start. I mean, the thumbnail was for Disney. Brian, Craig, hey. Yeah, Lee. So S&P, I guess start here. Just start with the first thing. S&P, we have 8 days, 8 green days in a row, eight up days in a row. Is today going to be number 9? That'll be the first time. I was talking about this yesterday. That'll be the first time since 2004 that we've had 9 green days in a row. And 10, couldn't find a 10. That's pretty crazy. So extreme stuff. The market does tend to rhyme. Odds are we're not going for number 10, but we could. I mean, odds are we may not get number 9. Let's be honest here. Now, just to drive it home, prove the point. Let's see. Let me zoom this up and share the screen. Right there you go. So we had 8 up days in a row. We've done that a few times. We did that back here, here. 9 up days in a row. Haven't done it since 2004. Hey, Goose, Jason, Francois, Merle, Tim, Phil, and Alan, Penny. Good morning. Good morning. Another crazy thing. Bitcoin breaking 36 pretty definitively, up to 37 this morning. 37,000, that is. And we're in an 8-day window where there may be some spot ETFs approved. Maybe. And another craziness. Yet another crazy thing today. Look at this. Interest rate payments on U.S. debt hit $1 trillion. $1 trillion. Well, that's the bad kind of, start with the good news, then the bad news, right? This thing's just going to grow. That's not what my Mara chart didn't say. It showed down, but they did report earnings last night. So, yeah, got crazy stuff going on. Crazy stuff. Now, if we take a look in here, one of the other things I wanted to show you right here, Eli Lilly's. I don't even know how you say that. Tirzepatide GLP-1 obesity-based drug. Basically the same as, what is it, Ozempic, I think, for obesity, getting approved. Watch out. That thing can throw on another big chunk, and regional banks getting a pullback there. So we'll talk about those in just a minute. Look at that S&P go. Disney right here getting a pop, even though it's pretty much a dumpster fire, right? Look at the big zoom out. Like, don't get caught up in the little. Look at that. Then down. So, yeah, just a circle in here. Look, pre-market. I don't know what you're talking about. Who said Mars down, Arthur? I don't know what you're looking at, but up almost 12% pre-market. Right there. That sucker can launch off. It's not down. Got to check your data. Anyway. Alrighty. Well, I guess I should circle back over here. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. I may never get it right again. Past performance is never indicative of future results. All right. It's not necessarily, it's never indicative of future results. The things can change. But you know what? When things have happened over and over in a repeatable pattern for, a long time, since World War II, since 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years, since humans have been, trading seashells for, whatever, firewood, I don't know. Some of this stuff is repeatable. If you look for the repeatable patterns, then it's been my experience that you get on the right side of these things. So this presentation is intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. Do not buy stocks. Do not buy options. Don't sell them. Don't buy Forex. Don't buy crypto. Don't buy futures. Don't buy bonds. Don't buy any of the crap. Don't sell them. Don't do it. All right? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, what part of all trading involves a substantial risk of loss? If you buy it, you risk loss. If you sell it, you risk loss. There's no free ride. Everything contains risk. All right. If you find the free, if you're like, oh my gosh, I found the perfect trade. There's no risk. I got some beautiful islands in Florida to sell you. It's going to be up and coming. I mean, let's go. Anyway, if you desire personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. Has a fiduciary duty to take care of you. So, morning, Tara. Morning, Robert. Not sure I recognize Robert's name either. Good morning. Glad to have everybody on the stream. Now, if you want to chat with me like all these fine folks, right over here, click the link, become a subscriber. A few seconds later, you can chat while I'm live. If I'm no longer live, you're going to have to leave a comment down below. While you're doing that, give me a thumbs up if I say anything that was beneficial or helpful, or, you like, or even if you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. That's cool. I mean, it's just interacting with the video that is what YouTube looks for. Positive or negative, they don't care. Funny enough, if you thumbs down stuff, YouTube just looks at it like you interacted with it and you like that content. Funny enough. Anyway, share it with a friend if you know a friend that might benefit from this. And if you want to chat with me all day, I have a link in the description. You can come join Discord. It's like $5. It's pretty cheap. You get the market roadmap, which is this orange line that's on my chart that we tend to bounce off of. Now, S&P coming up into the resistance zone. Be careful. This is getting into we're getting always with always coming up with that friggin', hey, you have this loaded in multiple places. We're right there below the key resistance. Right there. Coming up, we're like, I'm not sure I want to do that. But we may pull back. All right, like I said, like I started out with, we're already in an extreme here. So it does saying good morning and thank you count. Well, I mean, you can chatting on the stream, but if you give me reactions to the video, chatting helps. I mean, the more you chat, the more YouTube likes it. I mean, it's all helpful. Anyway, right here. Oh, wrong one. This one. Remember, we're at an extreme for a number of days up, and that's 2004. And these are this goes back to 2000, so that's almost 24 years right there. 23, 24 years, whatever. And we've done this once in the last like 25 years. Are we going to make it twice? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So we are in an extreme. A pullback, highly likely. Might it be the roadmap line? And here's the targets right here. We could just pull back to here, or we could pull back to here, or we could break the low. But I don't think we're likely to do that until we make we're likely to do a 3-wave up before we do a bigger down. All right. This is unlikely to be all the move we do. Now, could it be? Sure. It sure could be. But it's unlikely that we just do one big up with 9 green days in a row. 8 so far. We could top out and drop and be red today. Be careful out there. Odds are we're going to get a pullback. So, yeah. VIX has been dropping like a rock. Look at it on the candle chart. Look at that. Coming down in a blaze of glory. Now, VIX doesn't follow the path, so it's probably not going to do an extension. Usually, I guess, recent historic past, this orange box has been the lows for VIX. And we're talking recent, we have dipped down there, but this orange box tends to be the lowest we go. We got a little extreme here in 2017 when we were selling VIX like crazy, and then we got volatility. 20, actually 20, if you zoom it out and average everything back to the beginning, 20 is the historic resting price. So we are below 20 at 14. SVXY is almost done with the basic pattern. The high probability thing is almost done. That was my chart of the week last week. The high probability thing is just to go back to the prior high. Now, look, pre-market, we're already up another almost 1%, 0.6%, I guess. I mean, right back up to the prior high. That's all the pattern really shows. It's done this. This will be the 15th time since COVID times. Once we dropped here, I didn't measure these back here, but I think you could probably keep on going back with the volatility there. So this one pops when VIX drops. It's inverse. All right. That's VIX short. That means inverse. That means when VIX drops, SVXY pops. Now, a lot of the VIX instruments, VXX, UVXY, all those TVIX, I mean, like there's about a bajillion of them. Most of those are decaying assets. This one is not. All right, this one, because of its inverse nature and the fact that VIX almost always goes back into that low, this one tends to just keep on climbing, keep on trucking. So we went for an unusually large amount of time without getting a 15 to 20% pullback. Then we got it. I went long, and now I am looking to book my profits. I have over 30 contracts, and I'm up like, I'm going to say 16 grand, maybe, at the close yesterday on those 30 contracts. So looking to book that profit soon. Ironically, thinking 10 days then slam. Yeah, we could set a record. I mean, we could hit 10 days in a row of green days in a row and then slam it. So we do have CPI, PPI coming up next week. We have Powell talking at 2 p.m. today. We've got lots of stuff coming up here. And week after next is Thanksgiving in the U.S. So we'll have a weird market week there where we're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, close Thursday, half a day Friday. I dislike Thanksgiving week, and it's never a great week for the market. So anyway, my buddy Roger Scott sent me a message. All right. And what's going on, everybody? So VIX going down. So Robert, don't get caught into that trap. VIX going down. VIX can go down when the stock market goes down. All it means is volatility. Really, it's implied volatility has decreased in the market. You have to understand how VIX is created. It's kind of difficult, and you can read. You can spend a whole day probably researching it, but you know, basically, VIX is derived from the front month S&P 500 futures contracts. All right, what does front month mean? Well, when you have the futures up here, ES. The front month is the next expiration, all right? And it could be, S&P 500 front month, not this month, but next month. Now, 0 day, a lot of people start playing 0 days and it's messed up, and there is a 0 day VIX. But the volume on the front months has dropped off. So the put call ratio in the front month, and it gets really, I'm like way summarizing here, but that front month risk, there's the market open. That front month, those put and call ratios in the front month are what they use to calculate the VIX. So if people are not buying puts on the front month, the implication here is that people don't think the market's going to drop. Then VIX tends to drop. So if we're in a very controlled descent and people aren't buying puts because we're not dropping fast enough, they're buying calls because they think it's going to reverse. The VIX can drop with the S&P dropping. It's convoluted. So yeah, well, look at this, bud. Oh baby, are we gonna go back to the prior high? That's a bullish setup right there. I'm still on the position I got in way back here. Just keep riding it. I think I can't remember if it was I think it's a 55.45 synthetic. So it's wildly profitable right now. Beautiful. S5FI, just kind of hovering. We're probably going to go to 80. We may see it dip before we rip. Odds are we're going to 80 before we go back below 20. It's just the odds of it. So far, ES getting another green day. Beautiful. Extreme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 so far. Can we close at 9 and get a 10th? That'll be a new record. At least for the 21st century. Let's see what we got. NQ. Same situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On its 10th day. Pretty crazy right there, too. We are breaking above the downtrend. I saw that on TQQQ, which was the chart of the week. This is a leveraged instrument. Be careful. And QQQ doing the same. Breaking above. Getting a couple red. That's interesting, though, isn't it? Red little candles on the ETF, while the futures maintain green. Interesting. Russell not doing the same thing. Although, if we do get a higher high here and a 618 retrace after that, game on, baby. Russell potentially if it makes a higher high up in this area, either top of the box or at the roadmap line in the next day or two or 3. I mean, it could be next week. It's not really that time dependent. Then we get a 618 retrace off of that. Let's clean this up just a hair. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Look at this. If you know, I'm gonna speculate we might see it right up in, let's see, 1810-ish right there. We get that 618 back to the same area. So if we do this, this is gonna be super really bullish. Like if we do this, if we do that right there, let's just focus on that right there. Potentially a huge up in the market. Now, a lot of people are discounting the Russell at this point. I've seen it all over X. If you don't know, if you don't keep up with what's happening and crapping on X, you probably, I mean, that's why you got me, right? You can let me do it. But a lot of people thinking that Russell is going to crash, like big crash. Small caps are going to continue to be decimated. But if we finish this 5 up, get a 618 retrace, potential we're going right back to 2000 or, you know, ballpark 1996. I mean, I'm just kind of estimating where we might top out because we haven't done it yet. That would be the next move. Then we retrace. Then we go even higher. Potential, very powerful move. If we do this, I'm going to be loading up on Russell out in the sometime next year. That's going to be super bullish. You know, relatively small risk for a huge upside potential. So anyway, when I see them coming, I try to warn you. Oil stopped right at the 618. We break back above these lows over here, back above that line. It's probably game on. Like I'm probably gonna buy some UCO. Put my alert right in there. Does it have to do that? Shoot, no. Is it much more conservative to wait for it to get it back above the roadmap line? Yeah, but this is a measured bounce setup. My same as the Russell, basically, that I was just talking about. This thing potentially gonna rocket us higher. We're talking 100, 106, and then potentially even as high as 150, 170 on oil. That's gonna be huge. Leverage instruments are dangerous. I'm not saying to buy UCO. I'm just saying I might buy UCO if we break back above that. And I'll look, you know, at the time, I'll look at if we just spike up there and reject it. Not going to do that. Gold, yesterday I kind of said, you know, maybe we're going to see it touch the roadmap line. We're getting darn close. So Be careful out there. And Bitcoin, look at that big FU candle right there. I said we might consolidate a few days and then pop, and that's what we're doing. We are up to, we're up in the neighborhood, 38, 45 above that for the bigger pattern. And I think things get really spicy above 40. I think we start seeing some FOMO. And if we get the we get any ETF approvals or anything like that, this thing might go thermonuclear higher. And then watch out for a retrace into the halving event next year. Unaware of the halving event. We got 24,000 blocks left, 162 days until the payout for mining a block of Bitcoin gets cut in half. So things are getting spicy in the crypto market. Ethereum just kind of riding along. Faked me out, stopped me out here, but I still have the core position, still riding that. My extra ride on position, I was like, nope. When I hit the level that I was like gonna bail at, I bailed. And I may add back because we are potentially going to confirm above the 618. That'd be a conservative entry for a move up to here. It's like 70% likely that once we get up above this high right over here, once we get above that level, right in there where those highs were, 70% likely to do that up to 23. Dollar continues to chop around. More than likely going to go touch the roadmap line before it does anything else. Hubs, what's moving? What's moving? This one was popping. Now it's dropping. Retrace the gap up. Bounced right off the roadmap line. And might get a lower low. 396, 377. MSTR, look at that baby go. Target's not far away now. For those doubters, when we were down here and I said 532. So close now. You can almost taste it. 616 above that. There we go. Duolingo. Man, look at that one. Beautiful. Probably right up to 1272. Bounce down, maybe refill the gap, and then 202 above that. CREV. Going to continue its march back down. Highly likely to go back to this $10 to $20 area. Maybe 10 to 25. Highly likely. I'd almost bet it does that before we ever see anything higher than this high. Awesome. Glad you make some money on the Roblox drop, John. Awesome. NVIDIA breaking out. Is it going to complete the move, the bounce off the roadmap line? 532. Or do we break back below? Not so sure, but odds are we get higher than this high right here, which we're kind of topping out at. Odds are we get above this high on daily close, 70% likely hit that 532. Hey, Sledge, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Glad to see everybody. App, ooh, pop and drop. Probably coming down to the roadmap line. Wix. Trying to break above the roadmap line. Can't do it. Right back to it. That could be bullish, but let's be honest. That's sideways choppy stuff. Don't mess with sideways choppy. Sideways choppy. Twilio, or no, that's take two. Twilio's down here. Take two. Finding resistance. If it can break above 160. It's got to get above the prior high. If we just reject it, we could potentially go lower. Rejecting and going lower could take us down to this area down here, 126, 121. Save that. SMCI. Not as enthusiastic as it did finally hit the roadmap line. Not being super enthusiastic here on the bounce. Got to get all the way above this. This one may go lower. This is your caution that this is showing some weakness in the face of, it's been moving with NVIDIA, but right now it's not. So this is a big warning on SMCI that we may be in for a deeper retrace. All right. when two things are flying together and then one of them breaks off and starts doing crappy in comparison, that's your warning. And the warning light and the indicator is like, You gotta be careful. Coin. Oh, baby. Probably going back to the prior high. If we can get the extension, breaking out. I am long coin with a couple options. A synthetic position at 60. Yeah, I think I'm at 60. Yeah, I got it down here at like 50, 60. Yeah, right in here. This one's going to be wildly profitable when we pop big. Twilio, right back to the roadmap line. That's still bearish. Be careful. Below the roadmap line, we have not been able to break above and stay above. What is that? All year? More than a year? 2 years? 3 years? I don't know. Wherever we broke below, back here, 21 August 21. Even though I use Twilio for OBA on the SMS alerts, that's looks pretty bad. Affirm. That's a bullish bounce. Beautiful. 28 and 31 on the upside. ESTA. Dumpster fire, baby. Look at that. How low can she go? 0. Getting below that 786 is not bullish. There is spot. Tell me you're doing the thing. I'm long spot. Let's go see. What are we doing? Breaking out. Target 195 and 196. I still have the position open on SVXY. I haven't closed it, so I was riding. I think it's 32 contracts. I think it's 20 in one account, 6 and 6 in other accounts. But I think the one account's up. The two smaller accounts with 6 are up like 500% each. The ask me in Discord. That's where ask me in Discord. Just be like, hey JT, can you post the position in SVXY? When I get off here, I can post it. CLMT. If you're not in Discord, you should do that. It's like $5. You can get in there. CLMT looks just sideways crap. I mean, look, nothing. Tops up here, bottoms down here. That's like a $6 range, $8 range. Don't mess with it. Like, that's not gonna make any money. MU broke out 78.83. METC, no real pullback to work off of. Coal, I guess big picture. We break above that 618 at 16. Now low price stuff doesn't always work, but we break above 16, possibly going to 23 or 28. Just curious what BTU looks like. Not the same at all. The world still, a lot of the world still runs on coal. So, even though here in the U.S. and Europe, it's kind of like poo-pooed on, we still mine a crap ton of coal and still use a crap ton of coal for a lot of things. BDX, I mean, it's hard to make steel or concrete without coal. That's two very important items for the developed world. We just hide where we burn it. It looks pretty bearish. If we break below that, probably come out on down. If we could break back above here, we could go on up. VEEV. Oh, big down. That one can go down to 131. Bill continues to be horrible pile of dog poo. Probably going to 43. CDLX. Never heard of it, but if we break below that, we could be going to 0. Ouch. Yeah, this is not like a we saved the world. Like that's a 3-wave up. Continuation lower puts it out of business. AMLX. Biopharma. That's I'm gonna go to 0 also. INSE, another flaming pile of dog crap, is going down in the dumpster fire. $5 on that one. ARM. So IPOs are not bullish. We already hit the 618. We don't have enough to make enough candles to make a roadmap line. Next extension down will be 43, then 40 below that. Well, 44 and 41. Excuse me. Got to put the target on the upside. Tesla glancing off. I mean, this could be that, and we could do that. Be careful. MODG. Wow. Oh, there's Topgolf. They built one of these in town. I had never heard of it till I went down to my company headquarters in Florida, and they're like, "We're going to Topgolf." I was like, "What the heck is Topgolf?" And we went there, and I was like, "All right, I don't play sports ball," so they're like, "Holy cow, we found something that Jeff is not good at." I was like, "Great, rub it in." I don't sports ball anything. Like I don't play sports. I don't follow sports. I don't do anything. I don't swing golf. So anyway, looks like that one's going down. Hospitality taking a rough hit, I guess. I think they closed one in Baltimore. They built some big top flagship location and then closed it a year later. Doesn't sound too great. AMC continuing the move into the abyss. Reverse splits are not bullish. Highly likely to go lower. Fiverr announcing earnings this morning. I think it was this morning. Yeah, this morning. Beating on the top, beating on the bottom. Still very bearish. Looking like crap. That's another dumpster fire. And then Sony. I thought we might pop a little higher, but target's down there. Needed the 618 retrace. All right, bias for the day. S&P getting a little. So if we can make a green day on S&P, we're getting day number 9. But remember what I said. We're getting into extremes. Highly likely that we're going to get a pullback because yesterday was day number 8, green day in a row. Haven't done 9 green days in a row since 2004. That's an anomaly. And watch out. Are we going to hold 8 with yesterday? Or are we going to make 9? Goose thinks we might make 10. That's going to take it takes a lot of effort in the market to keep it up there. Everybody starts seeing this. So be careful. Be careful out there. We're going to get a pullback. And it's just a matter of how big, how far, how fast. Keep it on the day. I don't expect a huge up day. I don't expect a big down day either, just a red day. We might go back to the roadmap line. That's the ES, the S&P. We might go back to the roadmap line. That's down here around 4,300. We might. Be careful. I'm not sure why that candle's red, but whatever. Maybe it's the specific index I loaded. And this is a TVC instead of the actual index, I think. All right. Be careful out there. All right. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Hey, Terry. Good morning. Kimberly, my lovely bride, my lovely wife. Glad to see you. And so be careful out there. If you want to join me, link is in the description. It's like $5 to get in Discord. If you want the market roadmap, I'll give you this orange line too, and a watch list every week on stuff potentially bouncing off of it. So, I mean, it's a pretty good deal for $5 for 3 months. And then you're a supporter. But if you don't trust me, don't do it. All right. Just keep watching the video. Give me a thumbs up if I said anything today that was beneficial. Remember, the account you save may be your own. Don't stay wrong. It's not being wrong that cost you money. Stand wrong. I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll be back live 9:15